ultimately, what was the downfall for Canada?
Finnish referee, I believe Riku Brander, made a call on Andrew Gibson. He called it kneeing. Judge for yourself.
Cannot argue that the call stunk.
Yeah,
you cannot argue
call-
Well, I didn't think the Baudouin one was a 5.
Exactly.
Neither.
Neither did I.
The referees had a bad night.
Oh, those guys are going out there. They're working hard. They're giving everything they got. It was just the execution just wasn't there.
Let's talk about the World Juniors versus Hockey Canada. Canada versus the Czech Republic.
I will insert the GIF file of the Hindenburg with a big Canadian.
Yeah, it's very embarrassing for the Canadians to be bounced out of this tournament. You know, hockey is their nation's sport. That is what they're known for. It's their, you know,
I should have just bet on the entire way out.
They live for this sport of hockey. This is their sport.
Yeah.
And to get bounced out of this tournament is an embarrassment, and especially in the way
country.
Yeah, especially in the way they got bounced out, though, because even against the Czech Republic, and there's some Canadians whining about the refereeing, which the refereeing wasn't great in the game. It is what it is. They still took so many penalties in this tournament and kind of put themselves in a situation to fail. 27 minutes of penalty minutes in that game against the Czech Republic. And yeah, there was a 10-minute misconduct and the 5-minute kneeing. Yeah, I understand there's like 15 minutes added there, but still the continual issue of discipline problems for Canada.
Yeah.
And they lose that game 4-3. And guess what the game winner? Guess what it happens on? A freaking power play. So what do you expect to happen when you constantly play like a bunch of mopes? Of course teams are going to expose you. Now, listen, the Latvian upset was huge and embarrassing. The loss to USA, I mean, that's not overly surprising. USA is a very good hockey country, as we know. We've developed the game quite a bit in our own country. But just these losses to teams that they shouldn't lose, like Latvia, right? That's inexcusable. It was an indication to me that this was not the best team they could have formed. And I already made a video on it briefly about the glaring omissions on this Hockey Canada team. Like Schneck, you had 4 top 10 draft picks from last year's NHL draft not get selected. That is inexcusable. And I don't know the guy's name off the top of my head, but whoever is the general manager for Hockey Canada should never do it again. Should be benched, should be fired into the sun. It makes no sense. You have Michael Misa who's a very good young player, lighting it up now in juniors, and you don't pick him either. You're telling me that roster that you sent to this tournament was the best Canadian roster? Clearly not. And they had a lot of shots on goals, but a lot of them were from the outside in non-dangerous areas, right? I do believe getting pucks on net. But if Canada really cared about winning this tournament, it wouldn't have been the embarrassment it was. They would have put better players on this roster. And most likely, and we're both Americans, but I'll clearly say this, if Canada puts their most talented roster on the ice, they're the clear-cut favorites. They would most likely be bringing home gold again. Yeah. So it's just an indictment on how poor of a job the people did assembling this team.
Yeah. It's unfathomable. Like when I first saw that the score for the Latvia game, at first I had to do a double take. So I'm like, yeah, this can't be right. Because there's no way Latvia is not, your garden variety, hockey powerhouse. I mean, they've got talented kids, yeah, but not to the level of Canada.
No. Latvia's come. It's a small country too. It's a very small country. They've come a far way. Like there's been a lot of great Latvian goaltenders too. Like in these tournaments, a lot of goaltenders have been workhorses. So I would say Latvia, in that regard, has developed some pretty good talent. I'm not taking anything away from that upset, but let's not let's not kid ourselves here. Canada losing to Latvia is a joke, right?
Okay. You play that game 100 times. How many times do you think Latvia wins?
Well, people got upset when I said this, but I think 99 times, personally.
Yeah.
99 times.
I would give Latvia maybe 1, maybe 2 wins.
You
Maybe
know what?
2.
And someone's like, there's this comments on that video I made about the Latvian upset. So it's 9 out of 10 times. So okay, fine. Like he's like, it's not 99 out of 100. There's no way this Latvia's not that bad. It would be 9 out of 10. I'm like, okay, fine, goofball. Let's just say 90 out of 100. That's still 90%. That is still a ridiculous percentage. And again, if Canada has their best players on this roster, they probably don't win a single game. But again, just poor management, poor selection, and I don't know if there's some nepotism or some just relationships, right? Even if it's not family or familiar in that sense. But I don't know what the thought process was when creating this team. And this isn't to knock any of these 17, 18-year-old, like these young kids, right? I'm not trying to come down hard on them. I'm coming down hard on the people that formulate this team, that form this team, because they're going out there, they're trying their best to the full of their capabilities. I'm hoping some of these kids have good professional careers, whether it's in the NHL or overseas. Yeah. But at the same time, it's just how do you leave off so much talent? I don't know, it baffles me.
Yeah, because a Gillis kid also got left off, didn't he?
Yep, he was like one of those top 10 selections.
Yeah, because didn't he get drafted like 6th or 7th?
Something like that.
Remember.
He went to, if I remember correctly, he went to Utah.
Yeah.
So he did go to Utah, but I forget exactly where in that draft it was. But yeah, he was also a high-end draft pick that didn't get picked. So I don't know. Whoever's making the team for Hockey Canada is clearly smoking crack. And just not thinking.
No, not at all.
Well, I think I'll wrap it up here, because this is going to be like 2 separate videos wrapped up into one. But
get your money worth, kids.
I appreciate you getting on a Discord call and recording this with me, my friend.
Not a problem, brother. Thanks for giving me a holler.
Absolutely. If you guys enjoy this type of content with a little bit longer of a conversation about the game and about a particular topic in hockey, let me know down below in the comment sections. Chief is going to be very involved in this channel going forward. We're going to be constantly bringing the No Agenda Hockey Podcast every single week. And next episode, we're going to be fixing the audio issues that we had in episode 2, because I clearly forgot to mute the game audio, but we're going to most likely start recording on Discord, so it's a bit better when it comes to the actual audio of it. But we appreciate you guys coming. Anything else you got to add there, Chief?
No, go Avs.
Go Avs. Well, Bruins lost 2-1. Bruins lost 2-1 to the lowly Rangers, but still, always go Bruins.
That was brutal. That was so brutal. I felt bad.
And on that note, I'm calling it a show. See you guys in the next one.